tickets open ahead of May 28 to 29 primaries. Akwa Ibom State Muslim community refutes reports of receiving food item and cash from state government for 2022 Eid al-Fitr Salah celebration. On the foreign scene, Finland leaders back NATO entry in major shifts. In sport, Inter Milan beat Juventus 4-2 to win Italian Cup. Details coming up shortly. Good afternoon, welcome to the news on Planet Radio 101.1 FM with you. I am Bright James. We begin this afternoon from the national scene where the Chief of Staff to the President, Professor Ibrahim Gambari, and the Minister for Labour and Employment, Chris Nigige, will be meeting with the striking Academic Staff Union of Universities ASUU today. A member of ASUU, University of Abuja chapter, confirmed the development announcement at the meeting, which was scheduled to be held at the banquet hall of the Presidential Villa Abuja, is aimed at finding a solution to the lingering strike by the university lecturers. It was also gathered that the Non-Academic Staff Union of Educational and Associated Institutions SANU, NASU rather, and other registered trade unions in Nigerian universities would be participating in the meeting. Recall that ASUU had on Monday extended its ongoing rollover strike, which commenced on February 14th, by another 3 months. Its demands include the funding of the revitalization of public universities, the earned academic allowances, the University Transparency Accountability Solution UTAS, and promotion arrears. Others include the renegotiation and implementation of the 2009 ASUU FG agreement and the inconsistency in Integrated Personal Payroll Information System (IPPIS). In politics, the National Executive Committee, NEC of the People's Democratic Party (PDP), has thrown open its presidential ticket ahead of its presidential primaries slated for May 28 to 29, 2022. The decision came after its 96th meeting held at its Wadata Plaza National Secretariat, according to the party's National Publicity Secretary, Debo Ologunaba. The NEC has also appointed former Senate President David Mark to chair its Convention Planning Committee. According to the Publicity Secretary, the NEC assured of free, fair, credible, and transparent processes for the emergence of their party's candidates for all elected positions in the 2023 general elections. The NEC also restated its call from last Saturday for the arrest and prosecution of the Central Bank of Nigeria Governor Godwin Emefiele, who last Friday obtained copies of his nomination and expression of interest forms to compete for the All Progressives Congress presidential ticket. The NEC vehemently rejected the continued stay of Emefiele as CBN governor after being confirmed as a card-carrying member of the APC. Back here, members of the Akwa Ibom State Muslim community have written in strong terms to allegedly refute claims that they had received food items and cash from the state government. The just concluded 2022 Ramadan to Eid al-Fitr Salah celebrations of Monday, 2nd May 2022. This was made known by the Deputy Vice President General, Supreme Council Islamic Affairs, Akwa Ibom State Chapter, Alhaji Maruf Sani, in a release. According to the release, the food items and cash were not reportedly received by the Muslim community, and members claimed that they've never received such items in the last 7 years of the present administration in Akwa Ibom State. The Deputy Vice President also stated categorically that the Muslim community is different from the Arewa group, which is basically for people of northern origin irrespective of religion, and that was why the leader of the group, a Christian, was on hand to receive the items on behalf of his group. According to him, the refutal became necessary in order to put the record straight that even during the 2020 COVID-19 lockdown, the state government did not give palliatives to them despite requests by their leaders. He added that Muslims in the state are reportedly not recognized as state official ceremonies in these last 7 years. Meanwhile, Sani stressed that the erroneous situation has created tension and distrust among the Muslim faithful, hence the need for the refutal. He therefore enjoined all Muslims to remain calm and have the trust in their leaders that never collected salad product money from the Akwa Ibom State government for 2022 Eid al-Fitr Salah celebration. Away from that, ahead of the forthcoming accreditation visit by the National Board for Technical Education and BTE to Akwa Ibom State Polytechnic, Korosura, Director Dr. Moses Umobong says the goal of the institution's governing council and management is to ensure that the institution gets full accreditation for all courses offered in the Polytechnic. Dr. Umobong said this in his office when he received a donation of 50 HP laptops from Nigeria's leading IT services and IT consulting firm, Tennis Professional Services Limited. Said the 100% accreditation target is not only in line with the vision of the institution's visitor and governor of the state, Udomi Mano, but also in tandem with management's vision of ensuring that Akwa Poly is repositioned to play its envisaged role as Nigeria's foremost technological and entrepreneurial center of excellence in the country. He called on all staff of the institution to imbibe the spirit of teamwork and collective success so as to achieve envisaged goals and objectives, stating that the success of the Polytechnic with regards to the accreditation exercise is not a personal success, but the success of all stakeholders of the Polytechnic community and the state. Dr. Umobong called on all the companies and well-meaning individuals to emulate CNSC's gesture towards supporting the Polytechnic achieve its full potential through the donation and provision of critical infrastructure and educational support materials and equipment that will help create the much-needed conducive learning environment for both staff and students of the Polytechnic. Presenting the laptops on behalf of the Managing Director and CEO of Tennis, Kingsley Eze, the company's representative, Ofebu Uche, said the donation of the laptops to the Polytechnic was in line with the corporate social responsibility CSR policy of the company. Present during the brief presentation ceremony include the Deputy Rector, Engineer Dr. Konosung, the Polytechnic Librarian, Dr. Mercy Ukwana, the Bossa, Ekong Itwen, Deputy Registrar / Secretary to Council Ini Ebong, the Dean, School of Engineering, Engineer Immaculata Akban, the ASUU Chairman, Comrade Eteyenuko, the immediate past ASUU Chairman and Director ICT, Comrade Iboro Ibara, among others. Still in education, some students in the University of UF lamented the extension of the ongoing ASUU strike by 12 weeks. Speaking with Planet News, the students said that the most devastating thing about the strike was the psychological meltdown it is causing them, adding that they were stagnant and cannot move forward. Other students who spoke with Planet News also lamented the unhelpfulness of the strike, adding that they've always wanted to get another degree and pursue a career, while others called on the federal government to pay the money demanded by ASUU so students can return back to school.
The thing about the ASUU strike is the psychological meltdown it causes the students. I'm stagnant, I can't even move forward.
This ASUU strike has not really been helpful in the sense that I've always wanted to go back to school and get another degree. Aside getting another degree, I always wanted to pursue a career in event planning and interior decoration.
What I can say about the ASUU strike is the government should look for a way and pay the money for the students to go back to school.
You're listening to the news on Planet Radio 101.1 FM. Let's take a breather and then bring more stories from our foreign sports and entertainment scenes. Do stay with us.
Locked in core values. Planet 101.1 FM, Uyo.
Thanks for staying with us. Now on the foreign scene. Finland's President Sauli Niinisto and Prime Minister Sanna Marin have called for the country to apply for NATO membership without delay. Sauli Niinisto and Sanna Marin said in a joint statement that they expected a decision in the next few days. The move comes amid a surge in public support for NATO membership following Russia's invasion of Ukraine. Finland shares a 1,300-kilometer border with Russia. Until now, It has stayed out of NATO to avoid antagonizing its eastern neighbor. Finland will formally announce its decision on Sunday after it has been considered by Parliament and other senior political figures. In sport, Inter Milan claimed their 8th Italian Cup after recovering and overcoming old foes Juventus 4-2 in an extra time victory. Ivan Perisic secured a thrilling win with a double the first half of extra time. The match hung on the awarding of a soft, seemingly penalty with a Hakan Çalhanoğlu smashing it to take the match past 90 minutes. Juve had been deservedly leading through quick-fire goals from Aleksandar and Dusan Vlahovic early in the second half after referee Paolo Valeri's decision to give the spot kick after Lautaro Martinez fell following a slight touch from Leonardo Bonucci and reached Massimiliano Allegri's team. For Inter, it is another success over Juve after another controversial win in Turin last month and beating them to the Italian Super Cup earlier in the season, and it's one which will boost them in the Serie A title defense. Simeone Inzaghi's side trail AC Milan by 2 points and could hand their local rivals a Scudetto if they don't beat relegation-threatening Cagliari on Sunday. Meanwhile, Juve have only Champions League qualification to show for an up-and-down season, but they chose to say nothing about the penalty decision which denied them a trophy. On the entertainment, Nigerian actor Stanze has noted that his actress wife Blessing Obasi is the best thing that has ever happened to him. This is as he celebrated his wife as she clocked 43 today. On his Instagram page, the 32-year-old actor said that his wife has brought so much joy and happiness to his life. In his emotional message to the celebrant, the rattlesnake star praised his wife using their indigenous language, Igbo. It's been the news on Planet Radio 101.1 FM. But before we go, a recap of the major stories. In the news, we told you Chief of Staff to the President, Professor Ibrahim Gambari, and the Minister for Labour and Employment, Chris Nigige, will be meeting with the striking Academic Staff Union of Universities, ASUU, today. We also brought news that the National Executive Committee (NEC) of the People's Democratic Party (PDP) has thrown open its presidential ticket ahead of its presidential primary slated for May 28 to 29th, 2022. We also brought news that members of the Akwa Ibom State Muslim community have written in strong terms to allegedly refuse claims that they had received food items and cash from the state government. They just concluded 2022 Ramadan Eid al-Fitr Salah celebrations of Monday, 2nd May 2022. On the foreign scene, we told you that Finland's President Sauli Niinisto and Prime Minister Sanna Marin have called for the country to apply for NATO membership without further delay. And in sports, reported that Inter Milan claimed their 8th Italian Cup after overcoming old foes Juventus 4-2 in an extra time victory. For our comments in coverage of news or the events unusual on 0812-770-2940. That is 0812-770-2940. Visit our website on planet101fm.ng. Follow us on Twitter at planet_101fm. You can also like our verified Facebook page at Planet101fm. The news was edited by Jane Owais. When the news, always remember that to forgive yourself for your mistakes is important to move on. It can only get better. I am Bright James. Good afternoon and thank you for listening.
COVID first come, we shame am. Second wave, we shame am. Delta variant, we shame am. Omicron come, shame. Country people, we no go use carelessness do make COVID-19 do make them